Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Life Stories with Mercy. It's a bright morning here and we thank God for that, for good health and for protection. To my returning, thank you to my new viewers and the viewers who haven't subscribed to the channel. Kindly consider hitting that subscription button. So in today's video, I want to share with you my daily or morning routine as a caregiver here in the village. So my husband have been unwell for a while and I've been there to nurse him. So I'll show you what I always do. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to wash my face and brush my teeth.
One, two, three,
Now I want to prepare something for breakfast, and here in the village we have different sources of fire, and today I want to use this jiko. I have some charcoal, so I'm removing the ashes first before I lit the jiko. Since we came out of the hospital, my program changed. When I'm preparing meals, I have to prepare Paul's meals differently from the rest of the family. So for Paul, when I'm making breakfast, for us, we'll make tea. But for Paul, I have to make the oatmeal, commonly known as porridge here in Kenya. So, so he has to eat the oatmeal first before taking his prescribed drugs because they're strong. So this is how I prepare my oatmeal. I boil the water first and then mix the oatmeal flour with water. After getting the solution, you pour it to the boiled water and ensure that you keep on stirring till it It's mid-morning and everyone has taken breakfast, and now it's time to think about lunch. This is the season that we've had a good number of visitors. We've had friends and family visiting us, and we really appreciate their presence. At least they come and comfort us, encourage us, and we really appreciate that. So we're expecting visitors today, and of course, I'll prepare a meal that we'll share together and enjoy with them. So for today, I think I'll prepare ugali, fish, and green vegetables. And as I make the green vegetables, I'll be sharing with you my experience as a caregiver and how it was when you were in the hospital and after coming back home. So this is the veggies that I'm preparing. They're fresh from the shamba, you see how green it is? So this is my little story as a caregiver. Now when Paul was in the ICU, we were not allowed to be in the hospital during the night hours. We could come back home. And so in the morning, I used to go there very early in the morning. At least by 7, I was in the hospital gate. And then the nurses had to confirm who are you to the patient so that they can allow you in. And whenever I could get in and see, maybe find a slight improvement on Paul, that will make my heart happy. At least I could smile and say, oh my God, we are so grateful seeing him move. And the slight improvement, at least it could give me hopes. And as much the moment was so traumatizing, I had faith that God could work a miracle for us. God was going to work for us. And I remember on the second day, when I got into his room beside his bed, and then at least he was trying to open his eyes and moving around. Then I asked him, do you know me? Have you ever seen me anywhere? And he was trying to recall about that. Like, I saw that maybe he was training much, and I just had to shrug it off. And then I told him, now you're okay, you're doing well, just relax. And he asked me, where are we? I told him we're in the hospital. And you could see him, there was a confusion. Maybe he was debating like how did he came to the hospital or what happened. And then he kept quiet. He asked again, you said we're in the hospital. I told him, yes, we're in the hospital. And then he asked me, which hospital are we in? I told him the name of the hospital. Then he started internalizing. You can see him, maybe he was debating about something, I think so. Then he asked me, who brought me to the hospital? No, who brought me to the hospital? Then I told him, you came, dad brought you in. So he didn't get that message clear. When he got better, at least we were moved out of the ICU room to the general ward, and we had my brother-in-laws, Maina and Moses, staying with him overnight. And then in the morning I could go there very early to release them so that they could go and take rest. And that was our routine while we were in the hospital. Now, after getting back home with him, it hasn't been easy. Things changed, and yeah, we thank God for that. In as much things changed, so I had to be alert all the time. I remember the first few days we didn't have sleep because of the intense headaches that he had, and so whenever he could wake up, it means I was also awake. And then we were given some prescribed drugs, and the prescribed drugs you are given the time frame from 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So that means I had to wake up by 5:30 to prepare him something to eat. Mostly he used to take the oatmeal. That was the first thing he could take. So wake up, prepare the oatmeal for him. By 6 a.m. he wakes, take the oatmeal, and then take his prescribed drugs. That I remember the only time I could rest by the it was only when I was taking my meals. Yeah. And remember also we had visitors all the time, and I couldn't leave the visitors unattended. I also had to balance it. I thank God the kids were not there during the first weeks. I thank God because of the family. They had to take care of the kids as I attended to call, because balancing the kids, balancing hall, and ngoja utaanguka. And now, just being a caregiver, you can't realize at that moment that you're exhausted or you're tired. For example, for me, I couldn't feel anything. Like I didn't felt the fatigue. I could just do anything, move just from one place to another, do everything. And so to all those who are caregivers, just be you, do what you can do, offer your best, and always lean to God. Keep praying that He gives you strength, and I know at the end, God will never disappoint you. He will do you great, and He will answer all the prayers that you have. Usichoke. Keep pressing on. I'll share with you a verse from the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. Yeah, just go and read that verse. It's so encouraging, and it reminds us, whatever the situation we are in, either a joyful or painful moment, we serve a God who never loses a battle. He's never late, never surprised, never defeated. And so keep trusting, and one day you look back and see why it had to happen this way. So never regret about any situation that comes along the way. Keep on praying, keep on trusting in God, and for sure He will work it for you, and He's gonna make it happen for you. Thanks for watching today's video. To support the channel, kindly subscribe, like the videos, and share. See you again in my next video.